I want to teach you a 3-step strategy that takes your business from 55 hours a week and flat revenue to a business that actually grows without you holding everything together. I call it the hustle ceiling loop. It's the same system I use with high-performing founders who are good at their work, genuinely good, but stuck because they accidentally made themselves the product. So they're the engine and the bottleneck at the same time. 3 steps: audit, transfer, fill. Let's get into it. I worked with a founder, 6-figure agency owner, sharp as anyone I've ever coached. And she was doing everything: sales calls, client delivery, invoices, onboarding, the works. She told me revenue has been flat for the last 8 months, and she didn't have the capacity to fix it. That's not a strategy problem. That's a hustle ceiling problem. See, her old operating system, the survival operating system that would build the grind, had taken over. Every hour was spoken for before the week even started. There was no room to grow because she was too busy running. Within 30 days of running the hustle ceiling loop, she cut out 12 hours a week, not by working less, but by working differently. Her next month, she had her best revenue quarter ever. Here's how. The first step is the hustle ceiling audit. Most people skip this and jump right to tactics. Don't. If you don't know what your survival operating system is running on a daily basis, you're just guessing. And we're building this on data, not feelings. So here's what you do. For the next 7 to 14 days, track your work in 30-minute blocks. You can use a spreadsheet, a journal, whatever you actually use. Whatever you actually use doesn't matter. For each block, write down your task and then label it one of 3 ways. Is this technician work? You're doing the thing, the deliverable, the execution. Is this managing work? You're coordinating, reviewing, responding. Is this CEO work? You're making decisions about where the business is going and you're building the systems to get you there. Next to each block, mark your energy. If it gave you energy, put a plus. If it was neutral, put a 0. If it was minus, put a minus. If it drains you. At the end of the week, you're gonna look at everything, the technician or manager work, minus energy and has nothing to do with driving revenue or building leverage. Highlight all of these in red. That red is the hustle ceiling inventory, and that's what's keeping you stuck. Most of my clients find 15 to 20 hours a week just sitting in the red. That's 2.5 full days just running on survival operating system, not growing, not scaling, just surviving. Now you actually have something real to work with. Step 2 is transfer. Every red item is an audit of the old survival operating system artifacts. Some things that your business needs, but it doesn't need you to do it. Your job now is to move those tasks out of your hand and transfer them into a system. Here's the simplest way to do that. Pull up Loom or Zoom or even your phone and record yourself doing that task. I want you to talk out loud as you're doing the work. Explain the decisions, the order of operations, why you did this, not that. Pretend you're training someone sitting next to you on how to do that task. That recording becomes training, and training becomes a playbook. Playbook is becoming something that you can hand to a contractor, a VA, a future hire, or even an AI tool. I call this building the scale operating system. You're not just doing the task anymore. You're designing the system that does the task. The objection I hear right here all the time is I do it better than anyone else. Maybe. But the question isn't if you're better at the task, is it specifically required for you to do the task to make this thing happen? If someone else can follow your clear process and get 80 to 90% of your results, that task doesn't belong on your calendar. It belongs in a system. Start with just 2 or 3 items on your audit. Don't try to offline everything at once. Record the process, capture the logic, and start the transfer. Build the habit before you scale it. Here's where people get it wrong. They clear their calendar and then they let the world fill it back up for them. And give it 2 weeks and the survival operating system will reclaim everything. You'll be right back where you started. Step 3 is simple. You fill your calendar on purpose. And if you don't, your survival operating system will do it for you. After the transfer, you will have time. That time goes into 3 categories. Drive, the work that directly moves the revenue, sales calls, client work, offers, the activity that makes money this week. Stabilize, The work that keeps you sharp, exercise, recovery, thinking time, reflection. This is not our luxury. This is a habit that makes everything more sustainable. Scale. The work that builds leverage, creating systems, content, developing your team, anything that multiplies your results without multiplying your hours. Before the loop, a typical week might look like this. 40 plus hours of technician work, 10 hours of manager tasks, and maybe 2 hours of real CEO time squeezed at the edge. After the loop, 15 hours of drive, 8 hours of scale, daily stabilized blocks built in, and the technician work is either eliminated or inside a system that's already designed. Same number of hours, completely different output. Let's bring this together. Step 1, audit. Run the hustle stealing audit for 7 to 14 days. Track every block, label the work, mark the energy. Find the red, that's your survival operating system showing itself. Step 2, transfer. Record yourself doing every red task. Build a process, move it off your plate and into a system. Step 3, fill. Rebuild your calendar around drive, stabilize, and scale on purpose before the survival operating system does it for you. If you want a step-by-step guide through the whole process, the 90-day hustle ceiling workbook has the full templates, the transfer framework, and the calendars built already in it. Links in the description. And if you're at 6 figures or close to it, and you want to run the hustle ceiling loop for 90 days with me personally, there's a link to apply in the description as well.